Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working in my traveler's notebook. I have this picture of my son's marching band at their first game for the season, and I wanted to document that in my traveler's notebook. I will be going through my Gossamer blue paper and trying to figure out which pattern works well with my picture. I really like this one. It's just so subtle and it has the red and the black in there. So I decide to go with it. I'm going to stick it down, then trim the edges off my notebook. And then of course I have my scraps on hand. As you guys know, I always try to match my scraps with the papers I think I will be using. So I'm just going to go through my scraps and figure out what I want to use for my layers. I did want to stick to some black and red because their feathers are red, so I thought the best paper to go with is red and black. I like this pattern, so I will be using that as my backup for my picture. I also like this polka dotted black and white, so I'm going to trim it down and also use that to kind of layer my picture. So once I get my little layers together, I still want to use this red pattern paper, but I felt like it was too bold. I don't know, it might have been too bold, or just I'm not really used to using a lot of red in my layouts. So I decide to cut it down and create little strips. That way I can still use that pretty red and not have all that boldness on my layout, if that makes sense. So I'm going to cut them down into banners and try to figure out a way to add it to my picture as a layer. So once I cut them down to banners, I'm going to stick them behind my picture and see how I like it. I really like how it looks, but I felt like I wanted them to be kind of zigzaggy and not in a straight line. So I go ahead and cut them in half, and that way I can just play around with how I want them behind my picture, and it makes it easier to kind of do that zigzag instead of straight line. So I'm going to go ahead and start sticking down my banner. I'm really happy that I did this because I really struggle using red in my layouts. I don't know why, and my son's marching band pictures always turn out with red backgrounds. I guess it's from the feathers, but I really like how this looks. All I'm going to do is stick down my picture and crinkle up my banner. Now I'm thinking of fussy cutting out one of these flowers and adding it to the corner of my layout. I want to bring in the red to the right side of my page, and of course it's flowers. You guys know me, I just have to have my flowers. So I go ahead, I fussy cut that out, and now I want to start stamping. I want to stamp out March On, and I just want to make sure that it will fit. I do this all the time. It will fit, but I still check before I start stamping. I will add my lines to make sure that I stay in a straight line. And also I like to use my little stamps to help as a guide to figure out where my next line should go. Once I got that done, I'm going to be stamping in red ink. I will start with my R because it's the center, and I'm going to stamp out March On in red ink. I always say don't go for perfection when you're stamping, because if you're looking for perfection, you will never use your stamps. So go for it, stamp, use your stamps. I mean, they add such a nice little effect to your layouts. It feels much different than using embellishments. So go for your stamps, use them. Don't look for perfection or you'll never use them. I also wanted to let you know that Futurecraft is having a sale on all their stamps. So you can check out the link, it's down below, and grab yourself some of these stamps before they're all sold out. Anyways, I went ahead and stamped out, I believe I stamped out Practice is Progress, something like that, right next to my March On stamp. I did it on purpose where it overlapped because I wanted it to kind of look like one stamp, not two. Anyways, right now I'm using my fun foam to lift these flowers off my page, but before I stick it down, I decide to use that stamp set again and use the stars. I want them to kind of look like they're coming out from the flowers. And the great thing about this stamp is you have the outline and you have the full star stamp. The little mistake that I did is I should have started with like a darker color, probably a black, but I didn't think I was going to use both stamps. So if you started with a black and then filled the stamp with gray, it would have given it more dimension, but I didn't do that. But it still looked good. So right now I'm done with the outline of the stars. I'm going to switch it out with the full star and start filling out my stars. Now, because I didn't think this through, I go back to my outline stars and I'm going to add some more because I feel like I filled out too many of the stars. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to start going through my embellishments. I don't want to add a lot of embellishments because I did a lot of stamping on this layout, but I will just go ahead and stick down that flower and then start going through my embellishments to add little pizzazz to my layout. I really like these silver labels, and you can tell I've used them a lot. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab two of those and just kind of layer them together and add them to my picture. And then I think I will add a black label also with a phrase. I love adding labels to my layers. I don't know what it is, but I just really enjoy adding labels, and I need to buy myself some more labels. Anyways, I do stick one of those sticky, puffy stickers next to my phrase, but I end up changing that out for a black heart. I will also go through my flares and choose one of my custom-made flare from Futurecraft, and then I believe I call my layout done. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye!